Yemen brings Israel to its knees. The surprise attack that shook the Hebrew nation. Thousands of Israelis fled to their shelters in a surprising attack by Yemeni armed forces. The recent ballistic missile attack, launched from Yemen towards the occupied Palestinian territories, not only overwhelmed Israel's defense systems, but also caused total chaos. Millions of Israeli citizens were forced to flee to shelters as alarms blared, even in iconic locations like the courthouse, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was giving his testimony. In a turn of events that surprised the entire world, Yemen, a country with a history marked by conflict and instability, has managed to strike Israel in a way that many never imagined. This attack, backed by surgical precision and an impressive use of advanced technology, has put the Hebrew nation in a situation of vulnerability that it had not known in decades. The most intriguing thing about this attack is that it is not just an offensive by a small player on the world stage, but it is backed by a powerful ally, Russia. To understand the magnitude of this attack, it is crucial to analyze the political context behind the alliance between Yemen and Russia. In a world where great powers exert a disproportionate influence on regional conflicts, Yemen, which has historically been seen as a peripheral country, has found a strategic ally in Russia. This alliance, which has gained strength in recent years, has transformed Yemen into an actor with the backing of one of the greatest military and technological powers on the planet. Russian President Vladimir Putin has made it clear that his country has a strategic interest in strengthening ties with Yemen. In the context of growing tension between the West and Russia, and at a time when the war in Ukraine has unleashed a series of international sanctions against Moscow, Putin has sought to strengthen his presence in the Middle East. Yemen, with its strategic location and ties to countries like Iran and support for the Palestinian cause, has been a key ally for Russia. Moscow has provided Yemen with advanced technologies, including hypersonic missiles and state-of-the-art drones, which have been essential in the attack on Israel. In addition, Russia has increased its military presence in the Persian Gulf region, not only through arms sales but also through training and logistical support to the Yemeni armed forces. This support has allowed Yemen to modernize its armed forces and adopt cutting-edge military technologies that were previously only available to major powers. Russia's involvement in the Yemen conflict is not limited to the provision of weapons, but also to significant political influence. Moscow has been a staunch defender of Yemen in international forums, blocking resolutions that could have negatively affected its interests and supporting the Sana'a government against attacks by the Saudi-led coalition. When Yemeni missiles fell on Israel, the Hebrew nation was caught completely off guard. Israel, a country that has long considered itself an impenetrable fortress thanks to its advanced missile defense system, Iron Dome, found itself in a completely new situation. Despite the fame of these systems, they were unable to cope with the hypersonic missiles launched by Yemen. These missiles, designed to evade traditional defense systems, hit their target with alarming accuracy. Strategic points in the occupied Palestinian territories were hit with devastating force, causing widespread panic in major Israeli cities. Alarms started blaring everywhere. In Tel Aviv, the economic capital of Israel, residents ran to underground shelters, desperately seeking protection. This attack, which initially appeared to be an isolated act, quickly turned into a national crisis. The very city of Jerusalem, considered the spiritual heart of Israel, was not safe. Explosions echoed across the region, sparking a wave of fear and chaos that forced millions of Israelis to flee their homes and seek refuge in the country's bunkers. The sense of invulnerability that Israel had enjoyed for so long crumbled in a matter of minutes. Ben Gurion Airport, one of the main transportation hubs in the Middle East, suspended all its operations. Thousands of flights were cancelled and Israeli infrastructure was paralyzed by the scale of the attack. Missile defense systems, while effective at times, were unable to prevent the fall of Yemeni missiles, which were launched with a precision and destructive power never before seen in the region. This attack also made it clear that Israel, despite its advanced technology and its military alliances with powers such as the United States, was not as prepared as previously thought to face an enemy with emerging technologies and limited resources. One of the keys to the success of this attack was the use of hypersonic missiles, a technology that has been largely developed by Russia. These missiles, which travel at speeds of over 3,000 miles per hour, are extremely difficult to intercept by traditional defense systems. Israel, which had relied on its advanced missile defense systems, found itself completely unable to stop them. The reason is that these missiles travel so fast and at such low altitudes that Israel's early warning radars were unable to track their trajectory. Russia has been a pioneer in the development of hypersonic missiles, and their supply to Yemen is a manifestation of the strengthening ties between the two countries. By equipping Yemen with this technology, Russia has not only helped a strategic ally, but has also demonstrated its ability to influence the balance of power in the Middle East. This attack highlights Russia's ability to challenge the military dominance of the United States and its allies in the region by providing Yemen with military technologies that were previously only available to major powers. Yemen's attack on Israel has implications not only for Israel's security, but also for the global geopolitical balance. This act has challenged the traditional narrative that Israel is invulnerable to any threat, and has exposed the vulnerability of a nation that for decades has been considered one of the most powerful in the region. The ability of Yemen, a country that has suffered years of civil war and international blockades, to carry out an attack of this magnitude is proof of the transformation of this country into a relevant military actor, backed by Russia. This attack has also provoked a mixed international reaction. While some countries have condemned the attack as an aggression, others have expressed their tacit support for Yemen, particularly those who share their vision of a more equitable Middle East without the influence of Western powers. Furthermore, Russia's intervention has revived the debate on the presence of foreign powers in the Middle East conflict. While the United States and its allies have provided unwavering support to Israel, the alliance with Yemen has strengthened Russia's position in the region, calling into question the supremacy of the West in the strategic affairs of the Middle East. The Yemeni attack has revealed several weaknesses in Israel's security that had gone unnoticed until now. The inability of its defense system to deal with hypersonic missiles calls into question the effectiveness of Israel's security strategies. Furthermore, the leak of classified information about the weaknesses of the missile defense system has been a subject of debate among international experts who question how an attack of this magnitude could have been coordinated without Israel having prior knowledge. This attack has also exposed the weaknesses of civilian infrastructure in times of war. The images of millions of Israelis running to underground shelters and the paralysis of the Israeli economy due to the interruption of flights and key commercial routes are a warning to other countries that depend on advanced defense systems. Yemen has shown that even a peripheral actor with the support of a great power like Russia can challenge the status quo of established military powers and change the course of events in the region.